We're going to help you pass your New Zealand driving theory test using some mock theory quizzes on drivingtests.co.nz. These are free quizzes, and so we've gone into the car driving tests section. We're going to have a look today at road position. So, where should your car be on the road when driving, intersections, unlaned roads, and more. There's 13 questions in this section, and we're going to go through them all. What must you do if you intend to move your vehicle from the right-hand lane to the left-hand lane? Check all that apply. So if you're moving your car, you're going to have to indicate left for 3 seconds. That's the standard minimum period of time that you should indicate before making a maneuver, and it gives other drivers a chance to see you. They might be daydreaming or looking somewhere else or looking in their mirrors, and then they need to look forwards again to see what you're doing. So we're going to indicate for 3 seconds. You can't see everything that's going on around you in your mirrors. You have a blind spot over each shoulder, and because you're moving left, we're going to have to look over our left shoulder. We're also going to check our rear view mirror, because the rear view mirror gives us a broader view back up the road so you can see whether there are faster vehicles coming up in the left-hand lane. So all of those answers should be checked, and that's correct. What does a yellow reflector or cat's eye placed on the road mean? So it doesn't mean a fire hydrant, that's blue. It doesn't mark the left-hand side of the road, and it doesn't mean that it's safe to pass either. The yellow reflector means no passing. So you're going to see those cat's eyes in the middle of the road. Can you use a right turn bay to overtake a vehicle travelling straight ahead? A right turn bay is an area in the middle of the road that allows you to wait safely while other traffic can pass you on the left. So you can't use them for overtaking, they're purely for waiting to turn right into a junction or a driveway. There we see the right turn bay, and this triangular area here, if there is one in a right turning bay, is perfectly fine to drive over. It's designed for you to drive over. You don't have to drive up the road here and then enter the bay there. And if there are other cars in the bay, then you can wait behind them here, and vehicles travelling on the left straight through can pass you no problems. When can flush medians be used? Check all that apply. A flush median is like a continuous right turning bay. It's designed so that if you are turning off the road, that you don't impede traffic behind you. So you'll often see them on busy roads, particularly dual carriageways where you have 2 lanes of traffic in either way. And they are for waiting to turn right, or if you've turned right from a junction, you can wait for a suitable gap to pull into the traffic. So you can't use them to overtake a slower vehicle. And you're not allowed to use them to park while unloading and loading goods. You can use them to slow down and wait before turning right from the road, and you can use them to wait to move into a gap in the traffic after you've turned right onto that road. And there you can see the flush median. So at B, this vehicle is waiting to turn right into a side road or a driveway, and at A, this vehicle has turned right out of a side road or a driveway and can now wait to move into the flow of traffic here if there are other cars. So when driving on an unlaned road, where should your vehicle be positioned? At all times you really need to keep left, because you're going to have other cars coming towards you, and you may not even be able to have that much visibility ahead of you if you've got a tight corner, or a car might pull out of a driveway without looking left. So you need to be over towards the left of the road. There's no prescription to say you have to be a metre from the left of the road. And if it's a really narrow road, then you might feel comfortable being less than a metre from the edge of the road. But you want to try and not be off the edge of the road, because that's where you risk puncturing your tyre or maybe hitting some mud or gravel. So you want to be as far left to the road as is safe, and that gives you the biggest margin for when other vehicles are coming towards you. What does a white reflector or cat's eye placed on the road mean? So it doesn't mean no passing, because that's a yellow cat's eye. A fire hydrant is a blue cat's eye. White does not mark the left side of the road, it actually marks the centre line. So, and you can use that, so when visibility is not very good, you can help yourself judge where the center of the road is by looking for those white cat's eyes. So when turning right from a two-lane road into a one-way street that has two lanes, which lane must you turn into? So the answer is actually the closest lane to you, which is going to be the right-hand lane. And you'll see in the diagram when we submit the answer how this works. Your car is here, and as you turn, you need to go into this lane, not this lane. So if a vehicle is turning from the left, usually with the giveaway rules, you'd have to wait for that vehicle, but the vehicle coming towards you on the left must turn into the left-hand lane. You can turn into the right-hand lane. What does a blue reflector or cat's eye placed on the road mean? So we already mentioned this when we looked at the white cat's eyes. The blue cat's eye is the fire hydrant. When you're turning left into a driveway, there's a number of things that you have to do. You need to stay in the left turn lane or keep to the left-hand side of the road, because as you slow down, other vehicles will want to pass you. You have to check your mirrors and your blind spot. So as you slow down, there might be another vehicle or a cyclist coming up the inside, or a motorbike filtering through, a moped. You must signal for at least 3 seconds, not 2 seconds. So this answer is not correct. You must signal for 3 seconds. You've got to slow down before you turn, and you need to give way to pedestrians that are already crossing where you're turning into. This is a right turning bay. As we mentioned before, you can drive into this bay and wait, and you don't impede the traffic flow up the left there. So you can turn right at any time as long as it's safe to do so. Obviously, other traffic coming towards you won't stop. There's no give way or stop sign for them. So you have to wait and choose the appropriate gap. You wish to make a right turn on a narrow country road. There's a vehicle coming towards you and traffic behind you. What is the safest option? This is a situation that you won't be subjected to that often. But in this case, the safest thing to do is for you to pull over to the left, wait until everyone else has gone, and then turn right. Then you're not sitting in the middle of the road, either impeding traffic or making your vehicle a danger to traffic that's coming up behind you. You reduce the risk of there being nose-to-tail accidents. What's the meaning of a broken yellow line painted on the road near the curb? It's near the curb, so it's unlikely to indicate no overtaking. A no overtaking line is a solid line in the middle of the road. It actually indicates no parking. You might find them near a fire hydrant, but not necessarily. You will find them often leading up to a bus stop in cities. And it doesn't mean that you can stop there for less than 5 minutes. It's purely just a no parking line. What must you do when turning right at a roundabout? So check all that apply. So a few things you need to think about when you're coming up to a roundabout. First, you need to indicate. So for 3 seconds, so you're going to indicate right as you approach the roundabout. And then as you exit the roundabout, you don't want to keep indicating right, because that will signal to people coming onto the roundabout that you're going to carry on going around. So B is not correct. You're going to indicate left as you pass the exit just before the one you want to take. And then you don't stay left as you enter the roundabout, because you're turning right. So you're going to stay right as you enter the roundabout. So A and C are the correct answers. And you can see in this diagram here, the car has stayed right. It's indicating right. Then as it passes this second exit here, which is straight ahead, it's going to start indicating left. And then it's going to turn left off the roundabout. So the way to think about this is you indicate left when you need to turn left out of the roundabout. So you've already turned around the roundabout there, and now at this point you actually have to turn your wheels left to get off at that exit. And there are our results. So when you take the test, let's hope you get 100% too. And remember to recommend us on Facebook or +1 us on Google or tweet us. And if you've taken a test with random questions, which you can do, you could try another 13 questions or try another 35 questions if that's what you've chosen. or you can go back and choose a different test. So remember, come and practice your mock theory tests at drivingtests.co.nz. So we have all of the NZTA questions so that you can practice for your New Zealand driving theory exam.